Austin.
Mhm.
Okay, so, and the winner is Samantha Lemus.
Miss Samantha, are you on? Let's see. Participants, where's my participant list?
No, next.
Samantha.
You know what we're hoping.
Nope, we have Miss Shauna and Sonia.
Okay, so no Samantha, we're up to 120 next week.
No, Miss Shauna. So if you notice, this is empty. Everybody that was in here was added back in.
Okay, yeah, so we added the people back in. Once we pick up someone and they win the pot, then we add the ones that were eliminated back in. So everybody's back in again. So,
So we're back to 100 and some.
100 and some.
Did you put Mr. Melezzo in there?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
New guy?
Yep.
Two new guys, Sean.
Sean and Austin are in there. We took care of them. We put in 4 for them. No, we put in 1.
They're gonna go rogue.
Yeah. So let's see. What else, Jackie? Is there anything we need to talk about before the meeting?
Okay, so as of right now, Porterville office has a ring camera now up front.
Oh, yeah.
Visalia will be getting one on each door. Someone left the door open in Visalia.
Yeah.
Over the weekend.
Yeah, on Sunday I went and the door was unlocked and the alarm was not set. And so I get creeped out about stuff like that. So I left and but I locked the door. And so, but I know those doors are a little tricky. And I think that's the problem is people are kind of, I know no one intentionally doesn't lock the door,
Yeah.
but I think that one and
Exeter gets a little stuck.
Exeter gets stuck. Visalia is like this one, right?
Yeah, just hold down the button.
You just have to hold down the button. But I think what people do maybe is put the code in thinking it's going to lock, but it doesn't lock it. So we have to just hold the button. So I would just encourage everybody, just check the door, make sure it's locked. That's what I do. Make sure that it's done. So yeah, we want to do that. On the 12th, we have the Exeter girls are doing a pop-up. If you guys want to stop by in the Exeter office, they're going to have Emily from Bombshell is bringing charms to do the charm necklaces, and Al Condor. Do you remember him, Freddie? Al Condor had the silver shop here in Porterville. Yeah, he is going to be bringing his absolutely gorgeous handcrafted sterling silver jewelry. It's all beautiful, a lot of turquoise. It's gorgeous. He's an absolute artist. So they're going to be over there on the 12th. And car show is on the 15th
In Exeter.
in Exeter. Supposedly it's gonna run right in front of our office. I'm a little gun shy about that because I have PTSD from the last time they told us it was gonna be in front of the office, and it wasn't. It was down the way. It was down the way, but they're saying it's gonna be, so we'll see. And we're gonna have the office open. We're not gonna do food or anything for the general public, but for ourselves, we're gonna have a little bar and some food set up in our little conference room. So if anybody wants to stop by, we've got that. And then Dart Night, this all sounds like the Exeter show, but this month it is. So in Exeter, we're doing darts on the 21st, which is a Friday. And it's going to start at 6 and go till, I don't care, whenever somebody wants to leave and lock the door. I don't care because it's at the office. So, and then the brewery is next door. And if anybody wants to go to the Stag, it's around the corner as well.
Gunner's all excited.
Gunner loves the Stag.
Yeah. Hop around.
Okay, so in conjunction, because a couple of weeks ago, we went over the sellers presentation. And then we've also talked about the importance of never losing another client. This all kind of goes hand in hand, right? So we all know that now that it's super important to have a presentation for sellers. You can't go over there and just wing it. It's not going to work. It might, but you're going to have much better odds because we all know listings are gold, right? But buyers, so we need to have a presentation for buyers. And 2 reasons. I mean, you could have these presentations at an open house. If a buyer is coming in, potential lead, And you can look through, I mean, they have those sitting out there and it's pretty self-explanatory is what you're gonna do. It's something you can give to them, they can hold, they can take it away. And I mean, there's lots that you can do out of this. So I think it's super important to tell them what you're gonna do, but then God, please do it. Tell them what you're gonna do and then do it. Don't tell them what you're gonna do and then not follow through. Because right there, you're just setting yourself up for disaster. If you tell them what you're gonna do and then you don't follow through, they're gonna lose trust. And when we talked in the for those of you that missed the how to never lose another client, you know, you've got to get to the point of the sale. Well, in real estate, when is the sale? When do we consider the sale that the sale happens? Is it when the house closes escrow? Or is it when they sign the buyer representation form with you as a buyer or the listing agreement as a seller? Like, when do you think it is? I think for buyers, it's when they make that decision to work with you. That's the sale point for me. The closing is just something that happens as a result of that. But you've got to get them to buy in why they want to use you, especially now with these, you know, we're getting them to sign the representation forms. You better have some reasons why. If you want a 90-day or whatever what's the longest one we can do now? Is it 90 days? Yeah, 90 days. You better have a reason that they're going to want to stick with you for 90 days.
You go longer as if it's a corporation that you're representing.
Okay, so Jackie said you can go longer if it's a corporation that you're representing. So yeah, definitely. So, okay, so let's get into it. So I think there's two parts to this buyer's representation. Let me see that form, Gunnar. Let me see that. So there's going to be this form, which is the buyer's, your next steps. And this is kind of going through the process for the buyer. But before we do this, I think you've got to do a pitch. You've got to sell yourself on why they want to use you. So I want you guys, I'm going to tell you how I answered these things, these questions, but this is your homework. You need to answer these questions so that you can come up with your own sales pitch and have it as part of your buyer presentation. So there's going to be 9 questions that or 9 parts of this that we could go through. And everybody's going to be different. I answered it for me. It's obviously some of you that are newer are probably going to have to get a little more creative than I had, but that's okay. You can do it. So the first one is, why choose blank at Downtown Realty as your buyer's agent? So, you know, why choose Sarah? And I just put, hello, my name is Sarah, and I am the broker and owner of Downtown Realty. With 24 years of experience in real estate, I've had the privilege of helping countless buyers find the perfect home. My business is built on trust, relationships, and results. I would love the opportunity to guide you through the home buying process. So, full disclosure, I don't work with too many first-time home buyers anymore. I do have some right now because they were a referral from one of my past clients. So when a past client refers a client to me, I take them, because even though I'm not working with first-time home buyers as much anymore, because I don't take sign calls and I'm not doing open houses, referrals are gold, and I'm not going to say that referral's not good enough for me. I mean, I don't care what it is, I'll take it. So, and these people are, these kids are, it's good for me to be going through this because they ask lots of questions, and I mean a lot of questions. And so I need to really be aware of what they need. So I think, you know, as you're answering these, just keep in mind what your strengths are and what you bring to the table with your clients and why they need to use you. So the first one was easy for me. You know, I just told them who I was, 25 years of experience. You might say who you are. You may not put your years of experience. You don't have to put that in there. They may not know. So but come up with something. Next week, we're going to go over them. Next week, I want you guys to do this, and then let's go over and work together, kind of do a little bit of a workshop on if you get stuck on certain ones, we'll all brainstorm together and help you. So, the second, experience and expertise. So that, again, I put licensed for 24 years. I specialize in residential real estate. I own 3 offices in Tulare County. I have experience in Kings and Kern counties. I have a deep knowledge of local market trends, property values, negotiation strategies, a strong network of industry professionals, including lenders, inspectors, contractors. All of you guys can put that. I mean, you may not be licensed for 24 years. Maybe don't put that in there, or maybe do if it's 2 years. That's okay. It's 2 more years than first-time home buyers have,
And
right?
even if you're only been 2 years, you can use the fact that I've only been licensed for 2 years, but my broker has been around
Yes.
for 24 years.
Throw me in the
It's
works.
like doing resumes, it's how you frame things. You don't have to say I've been an agent for 2 years. You can say experienced agent.
Exactly. You don't have to say, because obviously if they've done 0 deals and you've done 5, you're more experienced than them, right? You've done 5 deals and you have the support of Jackie, of myself, you know. And for new agents, you've got to be confident. You can't go at it with like, I haven't done anything yet. You gotta BS your way through a little bit. I mean, don't make
Right.
up things, don't lie and say, oh, I've done this for 5 years, and they go on the DRE and you just got your license. But you've got to get creative, like Jim said.
The big thing going to me is like, it's like what you're saying, Sarah, and also too, that, oh, wait a minute, as a family here at DT, we have so much knowledge that if I don't understand or know something for you.
Yeah.
I can make a phone call right away,
Yep.
and I'm gonna get an answer.
Right.
Because there is so much experience in law.
And that's the confidence that you have, is that I try to answer my phone. Jackie tries to answer her phone. There's a lot of agents that you can reach out to that'll help you with that. So always go forward with confidence. That's a good point, Freddie. I appreciate that. Number 3, a personalized approach. So all of you guys can do this, and I'm happy to share this with anybody who wants it. I take the time to understand your needs, goals, and lifestyle to find the best home for you. Anybody, we all should be doing that. That's a no-brainer. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, relocating, or investing, I customize my approach to meet your unique situation. Again, very generic. We all can be doing this. Communication is key. I ensure you're informed every step of the way, making the process seamless and stress-free. So this goes back to what we talked about maybe doing videos when there's major things happening, doing a little video and texting it to them so that you can tell them what's going to happen. You know, now, so we have an accepted offer. Now we're going to, we're going to be getting the disclosures from the seller for you to review and then sign. We're going, the lender's going to be reaching out to you to pay for the appraisal. We need to order a home inspection. They don't know. And even if they are seasoned, they still like to know what's going to happen. I have people that own homes, and we bought another home and she said, I forgot all of this. Plus things change and we forget that they change. Years ago, we never did home inspections. When I first started at Home Realty, there was no home inspections. I don't even remember when we started doing home inspections, but they weren't done. So, that's something new. And with sellers, you need to educate them with that as well, because a lot of old school sellers are like, I didn't do a home inspection when I bought this home. Yes, set the tone. Let them know, your sellers, what's going to happen. They're probably going to do a home inspection. They're probably going to do a pest inspection. They might bring their roofer out. So it's not a surprise when it happens. And when you talk to your buyers, after you tell them what's going to happen, go into the home inspection, explain to them why it's important, because they think that the appraiser is a home inspector. They think the appraiser is going to inspect their homes. I know you guys have all heard that. Like, they're like, oh, doesn't the appraiser do an inspection? Nope. The appraiser, he does a very general for health and safety issues. And so, yes, I would encourage them, and then explain to them the process of contingencies. Thank you, Matt. Of contingencies and also of requests for repairs. because they don't understand that either. This all could be in video, a video text again. It could be, you might call them, just whatever is gonna be easier. But, you know, it's important. Communication is the most important thing. Number 4, strong negotiation skills. I put, with my extensive experience, I know how to negotiate the best possible deal for you. I work to ensure you get the most value for your money, whether it's negotiating the price, securing seller concessions, or navigating multiple offer situations. That's, which is true. My expertise helps buyers avoid common pitfalls and hidden costs. So with those same people that were my first time home buyers, we made our offer initially. I called the agent. They fell in love with the property. I didn't think I was going to get them out of the property. We were there about 2 hours. And I was like, oh, I got to go home. It was like Sunday, you know, I want to go home. It was 7, it was getting dark. I'm like, oh, we better, you know, we finally got out of there. But they wanted to make the offer. So I reached out to the listing agent and he said, I asked him and he was honest with me. He goes, oh yeah, we have one offer. Is it full price? No. And he told me what it was. It's 10,000 below. So I told the clients, and initially they wanted to go full price, but I was like, maybe we don't need to go full price because they're 10 below. So we went 5 below. But it kind of bit us in the butt a little bit, because then that agent, doing what he should do, presented both offers to the seller. Well, then they countered both. Where I think if we had just gone in at full price, he might have just accepted our offer. So, you know, but who would have known? You know, you just don't always know which way it's going to go. So I went back to the buyers, and what I did was I said, let's go back. So we offered, we knew the other people were probably going to go, okay, let's go 420. So we went 421, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's $1,000 over. And then I reduced my commission by 0.5%. Because I just want, look, I showed these people houses one day, 3 houses.
Yeah,
They're ready to write the offer. I want to get it done. They're from LA. And they're only coming up on the weekends, and I'm lazy and I don't want to show them houses anymore. So they want to do it. So, right. So I'm like, okay, we're going to make this work. So I reduced my commission to a 2. Oh, seller fell all over himself. Loved it. That's great. We got it. So that's where negotiating is super important. Knowing how to maneuver through multiple offer situations, whether it's a seller or a buyer. And also, but communicating with them. But yeah, so that's where that comes into play. You do need to know how to negotiate and get through those situations. Otherwise, I would have been showing property again last weekend, which I would have if they hadn't have loved this house, but they did. Yes.
So can the seller agent tell the buyer agent?
Yes.
What the offer is?
Absolutely. So Jessica asked, can the listing agent tell the other agents making offers what the offer is? As long as your seller is okay with it, of course you can. And why wouldn't they be? Because
Like, no one really told me. I felt like, and I've been meaning to ask that, well, is that allowed? Can they tell me?
yeah, some agents will, some agents will not.
If
But
they have an offer written, they'll never.
yeah, if they're in the mix, and ask those questions, like I start really like, oh, okay, did you write the other offer?
Yeah.
Ask them.
Yeah.
Was it somebody from your office who wrote the other offer? It's okay to ask those questions. And some of them will not tell you, but this is my mindset. If I'm representing a seller and full price is 420, and I've got 3 offers at 420, I'd rather the next person, you know, I don't want that. I'd rather a person calls and says, do you have offers? Yes, I have full price offers. Then they know they've got to go up to 425. That's how you start building momentum and getting above full price offers. Otherwise, you're going to get all full price offers, and then you do then you do highest and best, and you piss people off. And then a lot of times you lose people because that. I'd rather let the natural momentum go. But yes, you can, as long as they're, but not all of them do. Some just won't.
And just be careful also too, because there is one agent that I have different with here in town, the workers, is that when the market is hot and basically you've got 10 offers at the table and they come in with this outrageous offer, You know, you can present it to your client and say, well, look, we're at 420, they're offering you 475. There's no way it's gonna raise it.
Yeah,
So unless you say, okay, then you're gonna come up with a gap to cover all that.
yeah,
So just be careful on those aspects as well as some of the.
exactly. So number 5, a reputation you can trust. So the majority of my business comes from repeat clients and referrals, which is true. I build long-term relationships with my clients, which is true. Continuing to support them even after they purchase that home, which is true, because, and that's what we talked about last week. The most important thing is after the sale, right? That's when you really got to double down on make sure that you stay engaged with them. I am well respected in the industry and community, which I hope, ensuring you have a trusted advocate by your side. So tell them what your reputation is. You know, whatever it is, get creative. It doesn't have to be like mine. Obviously, it may not be repeat clients and referrals, but what do you do for your clients? Put that in there. And put some thought into that. 6, leveraging technology and market insights. Now, this one might be a little bit of a stretch for me because I am not good at leveraging technology, but Jackie is. And so Jackie helps me with a lot of technology stuff. Jackie's here to help you guys. Romy can help you. You know, it's important. I utilize the latest real estate technology, which I do with the help of Jackie, and market data to help you make informed decisions. On that note, we are coming up with a newsletter that is branded for downtown. And it has a market update on that for Tulare County. And we're going to be doing that.
It'll come out by Friday.
And how often are we doing it? Once a month. Send it to your sphere of influence. Post it on social media. Use it. It's being made for you. Letty's making it for us. And that gives you, you know, make legitimate, right? You know, here I am I have this for you. I would make a mass email and send it to all of my sphere of influence personally. That's what I would do. And if somebody is really a hot lead, like, you know, they're getting ready to sell or buy, I'd text it to them, get it in front of them. It's just another reason to reach out and touch them.
Raquel asked if we'll be able to send it via text on Sync. Yes, you can, but keep in mind, when you're sending out text messages from Sync, you need to make sure you put like a signature of your name, because it comes from a different phone number. It is still, and anyone that calls or responds to that phone number will tether back to your cell phone. But in the meantime, in the sense of your client, they'll be like, who's this? So you want to make sure when you
Yeah.
send that newsletter,
Yeah.
you put a little from so-and-so, so that way they know this is your
Right.
second work phone.
Right, because Chris Webb had sent out, remember when he first did the text? And now he got a response. It may not have been the response he wanted, but people are texting him back. Who is this? Who is this? Yeah, and then text.
First,
Yeah,
it's confusing.
yeah. So you've got to do something on there so they know who it is. Access to exclusive listings and insights that aren't always available online. We do have that. It's called Downtown in the Know. If you have something that you need, put it on there. Like, I'm looking for, I have a listing coming, you know, use that. That's the way we communicate. If you guys aren't looking at that daily, you're kind of missing the boat. Like, you should be checking Downtown in the Know every morning. I check it a couple of times a day because people reach out there like, hey, I need a carpet cleaner, or do you have this? It's a way we all can communicate and share info. Virtual tours, digital contracts, that's like e-signing, real-time market updates to keep you ahead of the competition. Yeah, we have access to all of that. Number 7, the buying process made easy. So number 1, initial consultation, pre-approval assistance, home search. So that is where this comes into play. This is what that is. The buying process made easy is the next step for your buyers. You've got this. We already gave it to you. And then testimonials and success stories. You need to take the time to gather testimonials and reviews. Do not miss out on that. And every time you get one, it should go on social media. It can go into your listing presentation. It can go into your buyer's presentation. It can go out as a mass email to your sphere, to your database on Sync. Every time I'm listing a property, I'm sending it to everybody on Sync now, because I want them to see what I've got available. And if they don't like it, they can just unsubscribe. So, and I don't go crazy with it, but it is super important to get testimonials and success stories. You also should be asking for reviews on Zillow.
Yes. So a couple of agents have reached out to me and asked me, where do I recommend them to get their reviews? Personally, for me, I get reviews everywhere. I send every now and then, I'll just get happy on Zillow and I'll send everyone my Zillow link, give me a review here. I'll send everyone my Google one and say, here, leave me a review on Google. Facebook, leave me a review here. The biggest thing is that the more reviews you have in the various places, the more places you're getting noticed and seen. So at one point years ago, I had someone pay me some money to go to all these different sites and leave their reviews on their business page. They're still there, they still get found, they get seen. Having those reviews help, but the key element though is, don't do the mistake like some people do, is get the review one time and never go back again. So the other day, someone left us a 1-star review on our downtown page, so it's the most recent star. So then when I look down, all my others aren't there. So what did I do? I sent out the text to a few people so we could get more reviews. So now I have more 4 stars on top. So that single 1 star goes away. It disappears as in existence. So the key is making sure you're frequently getting reviews. Yes, I have family members that never bought with me, give me a review. And yes, I have friends I just showed property to that never bought with me, give me a review. Everyone can. But Zillow says that they have to have purchased or sold. But
Right.
Google doesn't care. So get everywhere you have a business page with your contact info, your bio, and it says leave a review, make sure a review is there.
And I would do it once a month. I would make that, I would calendar it, put it in your calendar and do it once a month.
Mhm.
Every time you close an escrow, it should be done. I mean, that should be part of your closing, right? You're gonna update, if they're buyers, they might already be in sync. If not, put them in sync, update them with their new home address. If they're sellers, update their address, where did they move to? And ask them for the review.
Mhm.
And
Is
then,
that, is that something that you could, like, if you're given a gift basket or whatever, maybe there could be a form in there or a letter saying thank you. As part of this process, would you mind leaving me a review?
Sure.
I mean, just asking those things.
yeah. And if you're checking in, like I told you last week, what my, 2 days after you close, a
Right.
week after you close, I wouldn't do it the first day. I think after you close, especially for buyers, I would let them get through a couple of weeks and you're still checking in with them. They're gonna be impressed with that. And then I would hit them with, hey, everything's going good. Hey, now that you guys have settled down, do you mind giving me a review? Were you happy? It's okay. You can ask, could I have done anything better? Sometimes it's hard to hear, but that's learning. That's important. What could I have done better? What could I have done better? And then highlight how you've helped buyers overcome challenges and achieve their dream of home ownership. That's okay. Highlight it. What have you done? Was there some crazy escrow that you had? What did you do? How did you get this thing to close? And then the last one is, let's find your dream home together. I'm here to make your home buying journey a success. With my experience, dedication, and personalized approach, you can trust that you're in good hands. Let's get started today. There's your call of action. All of your contact me, especially if you're going to be giving this out somewhere. If you're an event and you're going to give this out, you better have your phone number, your email, office address, whatever it is. Make sure you've got all your info on here. Okay. So it's important. Tell them what you're going to do and then do it. Tell them what you're going to do and do more.
Mhm.
right?
So in today, Romy sent out the email to invite everyone via email to the Zoom training. She included in the attachment a copy of the generic buyer consultation. Some of the agents went on Etsy and bought some of their own already and edited it themselves. You are welcome to grab from wherever you like, and we can always help you with that. But if you want the generic one that was sent out branded by you, just go into the marketing remarks and submit the requests, and so Romy and Brittany can get them done and email to you.
And if anybody wants mine, I'm happy to share it. Just reach out and let me know and I'll send it to you. So you can, make it yours. And I don't care if you copy it word for word. I mean, if it fits, if it doesn't, I wouldn't do it if your name isn't Sarah, but change it. Yeah, and then this is for buyers, your next step. So this is the generic one that we have done. And so it just starts out with the first page, and then step 1, get pre-approved if you haven't already. If you haven't secured financing, I'll connect you with a trusted lender. Again, you're going to tell them you're telling them what you're doing. And then it tells them why. Pre-approval tells us your exact budget and makes your offer stronger. Well, stronger, yeah. If they don't have a pre-approval, I'm not even looking at the offer. No agent will. So
No good agent will.
no good agent will. Step 2, home search begins. I'll set up a custom MLS search, so you're the first to know about new listings. Yep. Keep an open mind, but have a clear must-have versus nice-to-have list. That's part of when I'm showing property. I'm trying to decipher what's an absolute and what is I'd like that. Because getting all of it is going to be tough, and you need to find out what what is super important, what is priority. It's just so much easier to help them.
What I did a format. Yeah, I just copy right up what the inlet says, when you say square footage.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I condensed it down to basically personalize, so to give it to them and say, okay.
Yeah.
This is a wish list. I mean, these are the things I really want, or, not a big deal. So I given it to the client, and they filled it out right away and gave it back to me. I'm like, okay, this helps me a little bit, because then you just input it and boom.
Right.
And spit the one
But you will find, so Freddie does a wish list, which is great. Sometimes they tell me what they want, and then we go out and we're looking at, that's not what they settle on. They change, but at least it gives you a starting place with them, because the hardest ones, oh, look at Jim Carson's. He's so fancy. So Jim Carson has a home feature checklist, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but it talks about the exterior, the living room, what they want, like open floor plan. This is really good.
So, yeah, it's
Very detailed, and it makes them think about it. I think that's what's important. So this is Jim's. Let's see what Jim has here.
Oh, great.
They can't see each other.
No, they can't.
Especially when you're sharing the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Only you've seen that, click on the piece.
Yes, so Jim's here. Home buyer guide. Oh, it talks about buyer agent compensation. Your local real estate expert. It's got a picture of him and Renee. Oh, that's good. And then, so I like this one about the compensation, because that kind of explains it. Why you need a buyer's agent. In today's real estate market. Oh, that's good.
Doesn't have your motion.
It does. There's Jim right on the front. Yeah.
From counting that person.
Let's see, home buying process. So it goes through all the steps of the home buying process.
I just got this on Etsy and
He got it on Etsy. This is really good.
it's like $15 and I just.
Yep. So I would go on Etsy and really take a look and see what you've got. That's a good one. I do love that where they go through, like what Freddie does, what you're doing, and because you make them think about what do they really want. And but you'll see, you go out with them and half the time they change their mind, and who knows why. Step 3, showing and finding the one. We'll tour homes and evaluate their pros and cons. I think the most important thing is getting buyers talking. You got to get them to talk, so you know what you're dealing with. Once we find the perfect home, we move quickly to make an offer. Yep. Step 4, submitting an offer and negotiation. I'll guide you through the offer process and explain key terms. I'll negotiate to get you the best price. Once accepted, we move into escrow. And then step 5, inspections and appraisal. Perfect. Step 6, loan approval and closing prep. So there's some other steps in the middle of this, but this is a basic guideline. But you gotta, oh, step 7, closing date, get your keys. So it's important to fill in the gaps. You gotta fill in the gaps with what's on here. And on closing date, oh yeah, that's a biggie. You know, you go and they think when they sign their loan docs, oh, that's it. I own it. You know, you've got to explain that process to them. They don't understand, like, you know, oh, we're going to get a clear to close, and then we're going to go, you know, they're going to have loan docs, and then it's got to go back, and then the funder has to look at it, and then we fund, and then we record. They have no idea. They get very confused, but that's where you come in and explain those steps. So that's how I think we should handle a buyer's consultation or buyer's presentation. Does anybody have any questions or any comments? Anything?
Would it be beneficial, you know how we talked about making the checklist for utilities? Having that checklist of closing procedures, what's next, like change your mailing address.
Yes.
Forwarding your mail.
Yes.
Get your mailbox key if you have to get it.
So we'll get that for you guys.
Build one.
You know, we're gonna build the utility list because it is so great to go to your seller and have them fill out, because otherwise you get all the text messages from the selling agent. Oh, which mailbox is it? Oh, how do we do this? How do we do that? You have it, they already have it. We come across as the professional. This is the other thing. When you are a listing agent, I would put the buyers in your database. You may not have their
Phone number.
their phone number or their email. You might, sometimes we somehow get it, but at least put their mailing address in there, because there's a good chance that the buyer's agent doesn't even follow up with them. And if you did a good job and you provided this utility list, they're like, oh, they're on it.
Or the agent might not be here 3 years from now.
Yeah, the agent might move away, you know, so maybe you get them, send them a Christmas card or send them a happy anniversary, 1-year anniversary. It's okay. The deal's already closed. They're not, you know, you can't send me anything if they're listed with somebody else, but that you can send them something. So we're going to work on the utility list and the closing procedure list for you guys, so you have it. Okay. Anything else? Any needs? Anything that we can help you with the buyer's presentation? No?
I would like it. I think Jackie mentioned at one time that there is a list of contractors around. Is that a thing? Landscapers, HVAC, plumbers. I'm gonna make my own if it's not there. Okay,
Let's just say, in the sense of Sarah and also me, is once they get too busy and start gouging prices, we start going on to the new one. So, and then a
Yeah.
new one comes in and it's like, we like them, we'll put them into rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but cause the thing is too, though, is like, my go-to vendor might be the one sending me referrals, and if you get the new guy that's a new landscaper and has it. Falls in love with you, they're gonna send you their buddies,
Yeah.
so. Yes, it's nice to piggyback off of lists from each other, but you wanna build your own with your core, so you can be getting referrals.
I mean, we
from.
have people in our phones.
We do, and I would start building my list, but if you're lacking like a landscaper, I'd reach out on Downtown in the Know. Who are you guys using, and maybe put one of those in there. So, I mean, make your list full. I think that is super important. I get past clients call me all the time. Sarah, who are you using for? I need a handyman.
Mhm.
Who can I use? I need a contractor. Who can I use? Super important to have those and be able to send those out. And then I tell whoever I refer them to, hey, I just sent Luis to you, so they know where that referral is coming from.
And another thing that's important is geographical location, cause sometimes some vendors won't go to Visalia
Yeah,
and some won't come to Porterville. So keeping in mind to have for your area that you want.
Yeah.
Cause we service multiple areas.
so that about wraps it up for buyer presentation. Next week, we're gonna go over what you guys have done. And I mean, you don't have to present if you want to. If you're struggling, we'll help you. We're gonna make it a little bit more like a workshop, kind of a round table thing. Week 3, Austin Malezo is gonna he's gonna be on the hot seat under the hood, like we did with Jared, and he's gonna talk about his journey through real estate and how he has become a luxury agent at the ripe old age of, how old are you, Austin? 27? Are you 27? Yeah, 27. So, and Austin's pretty much an open book. So we're going to be able to, I'll start with some questions and you guys can interject for him and that should be fun. And then the week after that is going to be office meetings. So thank you so much. You guys have a good week.
So, just so you know, on the coaster, he texts me and he says, the way it is right there for a set of 6, $50.
Oh, okay.
Just like that. If you
Awesome.
want it without the vacuum, set of 6 be $40.
A set of 6?
Set of 6.
And then Joseph has somebody who's making candles that have the DT logo on them, which would be really cool for, well, even for closing gifts. These would be good for closing gifts. These would be good for a referral gift.
So those are handmade, so it does take a minute to do those. I mean, it's not a long time, but he does it and he doesn't write those for shipping. Surprisingly, so.
I love things that are unique like that. And I think, to give those to a client, like these are handmade, I think it's pretty
So
special.
just let me know if anybody wants them, it's
He wants us to call
for
him,
orders.
because he has another offer for the Russians.
Oh, okay.
Make that moment.
Okay. All right.
But I gave one to Sarah, so she can have one, so.